I was a bit up in the air about whether or not I want to actually make this video or not, but I think I kind of owe a little bit of duty to those who are, on the fence whether or not they want to invest some time into this game. Because even though there isn't a monetary value up front for Lost Ark, there certainly is a time investment. But anyway, here we go. The grind from 0 to 50 on Lost Ark is absolute tedium. It is so boring. All you do is run from one NPC to another with very little killing in between. The only time you really get to sink your teeth into lots of mobs is when either you go into a dungeon or one of the event zones. And while they are really, really good and some of the cutscenes are absolutely amazing, they're so far and few between, it just kind of, by the time you get to them, you're just like, you're just burnt out. It's Final Fantasy Online all over again. You're just talking to quests until your brain goes numb. And I think part of the reason that compounds it even more is that because you're under the guise that this is basically like an ARPG wrapped in an MMO blanket. But all it is just an MMO, but you're looking at it from an ARPG point of view. You kind of hope that you're just going to run into surges of enemies and loot's just going to spring out the ground, and then you're going to do the quest and enjoy the journey all the way through. But it's not the case. You're just running past the enemies, looking for the next question mark to then run on to the next question mark. And there's not even any choice on whether or not you can actually do the quests or not, because the main storyline is mandatory and it just follows this very linear path. There's no alternative routes for you to go down. There's nothing else for you to explore. You just got to put your boots on and soldier on through until you finally get to the end game. I think I'd almost prefer it if I just had to grind all the way to the end, methodically just chopping down enemies. But there's just not enough for you to get your teeth into. I suppose there's always the option that you could find some friends to do it and you could all do it as a group and then it will become slightly less tedious. But if you're on your own, it is really, really isolating. There's no dungeon mechanic that kind of put you together with a group of people and you might make some friends or something while you're leveling. There's just the occasional dungeon on the side where you select hard, run all the way through to the end and then move on to the next quest. I am trying to look at this objectively, and I realise this isn't my first time on Lost Ark. I've played a good few characters now because I spend a large majority of my time on the Russian servers. But I'm really beginning to understand why they've put these power passes in, because levelling just it's just its own special kind of hell. I think I did enjoy the story the first time I did play it through, but the second and third and now the sixth, it's just like, end it, please. I think if I had the option now just to instantly press a button and make myself max level, I'd do it just to end the misery. But anyway, I think this is probably going to have two camps here. There's probably people out there who's going to be screaming and disagreeing with me and telling me I'm talking out my arse. And then those who have played Lost Ark for a while who probably feel my pain. But either way, let me know in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear what you've thought of it so far. I am going to keep chewing away, and eventually when I finally do this level, then I'll have 2 passes which I can just make 2 level 50s with, and I can finally do the late game content, which is its own beast in its own right, and we'll do a separate video on that later down the line. Either way, I hope you're all having a great time gaming and having a good week. I will be back with more videos on Lost Ark relatively soon, but until then, enjoy my late night rant, and I will talk to you all soon.